Hello, Kim. Hello, Lori. Unfazed and see. Stormy summer. Stormy B. Solstice Beauty by Jessica. Lisa Mary. Debbie Helen. Leslie. Lindsay. Welcome. How are we all doing today? Shelley, Greg, Davina, Denise, Just One Passenger, Ireland, Poof Girl, oh, Francis, who did I miss? I think I missed anybody. Wylia? Is that how you pronounce it? Shelley Williams, welcome. From England. Unfazed Jules, welcome. Deb J. Christina from Manchester. Another fun day Sunday. That reminds me of a song. Who was that? Was it no, it wasn't the Go-Go's, it was the Bengals. It's Manic Monday. Yeah, I think that's the name of the song. Manic Monday. Oh, let's see here. I'm missing some people. Deb, Christina, Francis, just one passenger, Lisa, Donna, Salty H2O, Cindy, Denise, Helen, Heather, Debbie, Greenhouse Homestead from Maryland. Welcome. Got Tennessee in the room. We got Canada, UK, Florida. Okay, hold on a second. It's me. Welcome. Claire, Sandy, Frosty, Candy Kisses, Francis Becca from Albuquerque, New Mexico, Margaret Martin, welcome. Goosey Lou 2, I have no idea what you're talking about there. I'm sorry. Can you give me some context on that about starter fluid or, is ether, unconscious respiratory failure leading to death? Chris was a master mechanic and is surely aware of the dangers of either I don't know. Are you asking if he used anything like that to kill the girls? I wouldn't know. That I'm sorry. Tina, Kay, Samara, Louise Brown, Joy. Welcome everyone. Steve Rowe from Salisbury. No, that's not Salisbury. Sudsbury, Canada. I have no idea where that is. Where is that, Steve? Where is Sudbury, Canada? Is that the west or is it east? I don't know. Ontario, Kim Jordan. Harry Palms. Welcome, Harry. 401 AD blocked me over you. I'm sorry. One passenger. I've gotten quite a few emails about him over the last week. I don't know if he blocked you because of me. I'm sorry. But hello from Texas. How are you doing today, Sarah? I'm doing well. Doing well. Weather's finally changing. It looks like I will actually get more than one season this year. I'm just tired of the snow. Happy St. Patrick's Day, Yes. I think he used my eye. Josie Daniels, first time in live chat, Warrington, Cheshire, UK. Welcome. I from Mississippi, no snow here. Oh, yeah, Kim, I wish I was somewhere without the snow. BRB doll, welcome. Oh, yeah, I got several emails about him, about some things that he was saying about me in I guess it was a live chat, or he had posted something. Somebody sent me screenshots of it, of some things that he was saying about me. I'm not going to get into it with him. You know, if he wants to say the things that he did about me, great. I tried to be professional, and I tried to reach out and help him. If he didn't want my help and he didn't want the information, that's on to him. Frosty Skaggs from Oklahoma. Where did they find Lynn Keel? I don't know who that is. Be right back, promise. Okay. I don't think he said anything bad. Um, well, it all depends on what you consider bad. Um, I was sent screenshots of comments that in video clips of a couple things that he said, and they were I wouldn't say bad, but they weren't exactly flattering of me and my channel and my viewers. Be kind today. Yes, Francis. Hi, everyone. Janet Huffman, welcome. Who? Who am I talking about? AD, armchair detective. Chrissy Pinkleton, caught yeah, not getting notifications from YouTube at all. You know, I everybody should have gotten the notice for this one because I put the so you can now go on to YouTube, and if you want to do like a live stream, you want to set it for 6 hours from now. You can actually change the time, and then it's supposed to send notifications out to all my subscribers. I don't know if it's a new feature. Maybe it's not working yet completely. Louise. That is a good rule. I and welcome. Huh. I'm sorry. Well, I know they're changing some things up. I found out that they have a requirement to the shelf that you can get underneath the for advertising. Like merchandise, like T-shirts and coffee cups. If you have a Teespring store, you can get a shelf that's underneath your videos, so you can advertise it. And the requirements in order to get that are you have to have 10,000 subscribers. Can't have any uh, copyright or community guideline strikes. I have none of them, and I have the well over 10,000 subscribers, and I still don't have the option. And I keep on getting an email once a week from YouTube support saying we're working on it, we're working on it. But I know quite a few people who are barely even out there, and got it. I seen you, and thank you for your order. Appreciate it. And the proceeds from that the T-shirt that CC just ordered, goes all 100% of the profits go to the Innocence Project. Thank you, Stephanie. Yeah, we do have a difference of opinions, and I try to be as respectful of other people's opinions as I can. I mean, you can't learn anything in this world if you just close up your mind and don't listen to other people's views or opinions on things. Who has Diana Keel's little boy? I don't know. I don't know who that is. I'm sorry. I feel like I've been living underneath a rock for the last couple weeks. Relaxing and listening to you, Sandy. Well, welcome. Well, thank you, Alice, and welcome to the live stream. Oh, wow. North Carolina man killed his wife. Man. Oh, he was caught near the New Mexico or the Mexico border. I'll have to look into that. Murdered his two wives. Cindy Fairwick. Lynn Keel murdered his two wives. Is he Mormon? How do you have two wives? I'm sorry for my ignorance there in saying that, but it's the only people I can think of that have multiple wives. Wonder how Christopher Watson is doing on Suicide Watch. Haven't heard. I know he's still on Suicide Watch because as soon as they could have evaluated him was Saturday, but from what I understand, I didn't see anything at all in the news that said that he was evaluated. And I won't talk to my person there who works in the corrections until later on tonight. Thank you, Sue. I will carry on and be me. At the end of the day, that's all I can do is be me. Hi, Karen. Welcome. Louise, thank you for the super chat. I know people disagree with me, but I feel in my bones that NK at the very least knew the murders would happen. I'm going to have to agree with you there, Louise. I think there is a lot more to Nicole involvement in this entire thing than other people want to believe. I know people want her to be criminally responsible because she hooked up with a married man and she knew he was married. There was absolutely, her statements about, I didn't know he was married. Uh, yeah, right. He worked in the office. All she had to do was pull up a personnel file. Not like it was hidden or ask anybody there. Miss Murder Australia, welcome. I'm gonna have to get over there and see if you got any more videos up. I caught your first one where you gave me a shout out in. I appreciate that. Angela Harris. Sarah CP, welcome. No, Mary, Frederick, they don't have enough evidence to charge him, and that from what just listening to what the detectives had to say from the Colorado, the CBI, it, I think that they wanted to charge her with something, but they just didn't have enough information, evidence to actually charge her. I mean, they could file charges against her. I guess the DA could, but then it just get thrown out because there wasn't enough to actually make the charges stick. But I really do. I do believe that she knew more than she was leading on. Well, Miss Murder, you will definitely get a hang of it. You're doing you did the first part. You got the your first video up, and that was the hardest part, right? After that, the rest of it, it as you go along, you'll start to pick up a rhythm and figure out the little nuances. If you ever have a question, shoot me another message over on the Facebook group, and I'll definitely help out as much as I can. That well, it wasn't Paula. It wasn't the FBI. It was the one agent who went back the next day. Yes, according to his visitor log, one of the FBI agent and one of the detectives went back the next day. They had one follow-up question that they wanted to ask him about. Don't know what they asked him about, and it wasn't that long of a conversation because it was only like 35 minutes. Mark Andrews, name. Welcome, Mark. Glad you could make it today. Dom, wow. Yo, what is that? Is that Chuck Norris behind you? Huh? You got me on that one, Dom. Wow. Chuck Norris. You talking about the backdrop? I've got like 6 of these things. This one's gray. I got a black one, a green one, and then I got one that is transparent almost. It's like a matte finish. It's supposed to take glare out. You flip it over it, so it's for green screen. That's something that I'm still working on. I can't quite figure that out yet. Green screen. I got all the equipment for it, lights and everything, but I'm still trying to figure it out. Rebecca, I I I read, and he did make the statement that he was thinking about doing something like that, committing suicide, blowing the entire thing up. But I don't know if that's just him talking or what. I can't prove any of that. Bella Marie, welcome. Bella Michelle, Jersey girl. Have you heard how Jamie Kloss is doing? No. Well, the last update that I read about Jamie Kloss is she was trying to put her life back together and move forward, go to school, and have a normal life. Her family asked to please, give her space, but I haven't looked into the Kloss case that much. There's several reasons behind that. Besides, obviously that. I mean, I know people who I have family members who knew her father, and it this is from a small town like that, man, it's hard. It's really hard. And when the entire world is focused on you, it's even harder. But that and YouTube decided that most of the content that and videos that I did on Kloss are not worth monetizing, so they demonetized them all, like the Christopher Watts videos. So it's not worth me chasing after and doing videos about it if Vegas chick. Well, I know she was planning on. I That was part of the last thing that I saw was she was going to do something with the. I don't know if it was the foundation that she started, the Elizabeth Smart Foundation. I'm not sure if it was with that the foundation that she was going to make some PSAs for, or I read something about that. Bella Michelle, Jersey girl, thank you for the super chat. I'm having spinal surgery. Please pray for me tomorrow. I will, and I really will. I will definitely, and I'll have my wife tonight. You know, both of us before we retire for the night. We will both say a prayer for you. Good luck. Still bothers me to in case phone pinged by Christopher Watts' house that morning. Rick Rick Winter, welcome to the super chat. It pinged off of a tower that's near. It doesn't mean that she was necessarily there. Like, you know, she wasn't like right there next to the home. She was her cell phone pinged off of the tower. This is true, but it doesn't mean she was right there. If it did put her within, I think, 4 miles, but Mark is correct. It was. I wouldn't have said it that way, Mark, but yeah, it's not insignificance. It is curiosity. 16 miles away. Pauline, welcome. Glad you could stop by today. Hope Davis, welcome. I'm looking for names and Deb B. Survivor. No, welcome. Glad you both, all you could be here today. Give you a little bit of an update. If you're one of my Patreon supporters, uh, I'm changing my Patreon. I've put it out for a vote on the Patreon page, and Louise, you've seen it. But I'm going to be going to a subscription based uh, instead of a per creation. And I've been working on that for well the last like almost a week now. I've been going back and forth with Patreon trying to figure out when's the best time to do it. They want me to wait until the end of this billing cycle and then do it. So I would put the first I could do is the 1st of April, but they say that I need to give a 30-day notice. And I'm shy of the 30-day notice, so I may end up making and ruffling some feathers when I do it. So, but I think it's for the best. Miss NK not being charged with lying to the police because she wasn't under oath. This is true, Vegas chick. She was there voluntarily and gave her statements, and she didn't even have to let them, have access to her cell phone, to retrieve all the deleted texts and pictures and everything else that she deleted. They would have had to have gotten a subpoena otherwise to do that. She just voluntarily said, "Here you go." Well, yeah, Mark, she was on her way to work, and if you take the actual timeline from when it did ping, she was most likely on her way to work when it pinged. Buddy Twig, welcome. You know, it's not going to be a fun ride for him. He bested Christopher Watts. So Buddy Twig said, I doubt that a day goes by that Watts doesn't not want to check out. Jail for him has been a has to triple suck. So yeah, in case you guys, anyone missed the video, he was in one pod. He got into a verbal altercation with not his cellmate at the time, who is now gone. He was actually transferred to Connecticut, but he got into a verbal altercation with another gentleman there, and then a bunch of them of other inmates join in on it. And they start screaming at Christopher Watts on ways that he could harm himself, kill himself. They took him out of that pod and they put him into another pod. And he had a couple of days there, and then the people in that pod found out who he was and what he did, and they started doing it. And now we're fast forward all the way up to when he got put onto suicide watch because he made a couple statements about actually wanting to self harm himself. So, and then that was this past week. Amy Ferguson, welcome. That is something that she says. Amy Ferguson says someone's going to kill him. That is something that is a very high likelihood. Not only does he have to watch his back from all the inmates or who are around him, who would love to, put in a notch on, the wall, because he's around a lot of people who are doing life term. So it would not be anything for them to be like, well, I'm never going home anyway, so you might as well just kill Christopher Watts. What are they going to do? Bump me to Supermax. This place already sucks the way it is. So, and the guards and everybody else there know what he did, and they hate him just as much. I think Pauline Erie, I think at least one was killed at home. OG Breeze Ozzy, where are you at in Wisconsin? OG Breeze Ozzy says he won't last long in our Wisconsin prison. Sparta. I have no idea where Sparta, Wisconsin is. I'm from Wisconsin. I don't even know where that is. But yeah, suicide rate for those who kill and annihilate their families is pretty high. Thank you, D. Larkin. I appreciate it. Ninja Master Gamer Smash. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Happy St. Patrick's to you too. I'm Irish, but I don't do any of the stereotypical American Irish traditions like drink green beer or eat corned beef, or anything like that. It's me. That did you read that about him? When he was when Christopher Watts was in the county jail in Colorado, one of the uh, fellow inmates, I guess, kept on telling him that he could shove his head into the toilet and drown himself, and he actually thought about it. So where is Nikki? Anyone know? The last time, Evelyn, the last time I saw was she was in Vail, Colorado, skiing with friends. That was a couple weeks back. I don't know where she is now, but they weren't the paparazzi wasn't even there for her. They were there for following a .com, spoiled rich kid who was one of the people she was with, and she just happened to be there. And the paparazzi's like, "Oh, look, we got this .com, spoiled brat, and her in the background." I think there was like 4 couples, 5 couples there, but she was caught with there with them. So happy Pat Patty's Day from Dublin. Carol Ann Warner, welcome. I doubt he finds his own mental redemption from the Bible. He might be forgiven after death. There is no comfort to be found anywhere. It's true, buddy. Sue Reeves, can the Rushchecks do anything on NK like a civil case? Probably can't. Just thought I'd ask. Sue, no. Colorado does not have an alienation of affection laws. Most states have actually done away with alienation of affection. That would be where the Rushchek family could sue underneath you know the that she had an affair with Chris, so therefore you know go after her civilly. But most states have actually done away with them. And I know California and a couple other states, more progressive states, I guess you could call them, have them still, but not Colorado. Someone should try and recreate lifting 145-pound dead weight into a truck like that and see if it is possible if you need help or if you need help. I'm surprised that there hasn't. Like back in the '80s, we used to see a lot of like crime recreations, and I know they redid the recreation inside the home based on the evidence, in the statements originally that he killed the girls in the home. I saw that recreation, but I didn't see anything that so far that's been done about going by his theory now. Now, I should note though, all right, so when it comes to the girls, Bella and Cece, he said that he suffocated them to death with Cece's blanket. In the autopsy reports for both girls, there were no fibers found on the lips, the gums, in the mouth, in the throat, anywhere. If you suffocate somebody with a blanket, you would think there'd be fibers, hair, something that was found inside the airway. Nothing was found. And it doesn't match his version of that he did it with a blanket. Hey critter, welcome. Oh yeah, that was just one of the things that came up because I'm part of another group of sleuths, I guess, amateur, internet detectives, whatever people want to call us. We're just friends who hang out and talk about these cases. But that was just one of the issues that came up from his statement that he gave in the audio, from this past, statement. It doesn't match the evidence. His actual events, what he said happened, versus what the actual evidence proves are different. So yeah, why is he lying? He's a pathological liar. He can't. I don't think has the ability to really tell the truth and come to terms with what he did. Yeah, it's true, Karen. He said he suffocated them with his hands and used a blanket so he wouldn't see them. Well, regardless, I don't think he's telling the truth about that he took them there alive. Yup, convicts have HIPAA laws too. I don't understand that one, Mata. Monkey Girl, me too, Will. Oh, Hold on a second. Sorry, forgot to turn my cell phone off. Yeah, I'm gonna turn the volume off. I get after I'm done with this today, I get to go over and be a plumber over at my sister's home. Her and her husband, they don't have the ability to or the knowledge to do plumbing. So, and they live in an older home that is slowly falling apart because they didn't maintain it. I worked in a prison in the medical department. So yes, the DOGER. Okay, 8:30 p.m. in the UK. Yes, um, the psychiatrist can't agree on the diagnosis because he doesn't fit any category for real. Christopher Watts is definitely his own special flavor. He is he is really hard to pigeonhole into a definition. You know, we all want to say he's a sociopath, psychopath. He has this or he has that. And there isn't anything out there that he checks the boxes off in each and every one. And trust me, me and my wife have gone through, you know, his behavior and things that he's said. And my wife is working on her master's degree in psychology. So we got what, probably 15 years worth of textbooks, and you know, besides what she actually knows. And we went through everything, and we couldn't find anything where he definitely falls into one category or not in another. But then he definitely lies a lot, that's for sure. Nice wife, Will. Nice Will's wife. Yeah. Covert narcissist, Elisa. Welcome, Elisa. Glad you could make it today. Um, Chris Nicole 77, and asked someone mentioned that Christopher Watts might be autistic. Any signs of that? Um, well, I'm not a psychologist, and I mean, and autism is a spectrum disorder. So he could have some of that, but I wouldn't want to throw that out that he is. He could be, but you would have to actually have somebody test him to actually to be able to say that. Asperger's is Nikki. You mean Asperger's? Yeah. Well, Asperger's isn't that part of the spectrum of disorder as well? I mean, I could be wrong. I'm just I'm just someone who researches stuff and and then reports it. I mean, my wife, if she was here right now, she could tell you autism. Autism doesn't mean murderer. This is true. Very true. And that went fine. I didn't get to BRB doll. This is true. I know quite a few people who have children or they're autistic themselves, and they've never acted out in a violent manner. Autism again, the shrinks say no and can't agree on a diagnosis, and they say they will have to create a new one for him. I know that we've tried. Me and my wife just sitting around, the dinner table, going through the things that we do know about him, and his behaviors and activities leading up to this. And we couldn't find one category where he definitely fits into. So, yeah, I would understand that they would need to come up with a completely different one for 'em. But, when it comes right down to it, yeah, Elaine, that's funny. And ask Dr. Phil, he's a professional. Did he renew his license yet? I don't think he has. They did, according to Chris and his IQ 135, 145, little Mary. I don't know about that. I didn't see anything about him. Where'd they go? They put by already? And you are right. He's a dark tyrant. Sony Flowers. Welcome. Don't know about that. I'm not sure what that is. NK should have her tubes tied, cut, and fried. Well, Chrissy, for real, Oprah made Dr. Phil rich. Dr. Phil didn't make himself rich. He was Oprah's pal. Well, I don't know. There are people who have low IQs who never do anything um, to harm another person in their entire lives. There are people who have high IQs who never hurt anyone in their entire lives. I don't care what Christopher Watts's IQ level is. I know he's an idiot, and even if he was brilliant, I'd still say he's an idiot. TCL? What does TCL stand for? Rad Story? What is TCL? But he is such a bad. He's a terrible liar. Sandy Mack, welcome. UK England. Who's Dr. Phil? He's a therapist who has a TV show. I guess that'd be the best way to describe him. Oh, there you go. All right, True Crime Loser. Love his show, his channel over here on YouTube. He's blowing up over there, and then the amount of time that he's been making videos, and I'm happy for him. I really am. I get a kick out of watching his videos. I like the way he does it. He's as dumb as a box of rocks. He sure is. Christopher Watts is an idiot. An eighth grader science project could have come up with a better plan. And so, in the video I did about explain the psychology behind family annihilators, and what I've read and what I've learned, and what me and my wife were able to. She actually helped me with both of those videos, doing the research on them. Family annihilators, they think and they wrap their heads around this one thing, this, the end plan, killing their families and killing them all. They all have to die. But they never actually go through the process of thinking about how to actually get away with a crime. They work on that one part for so long, but they never the next part. It's like, oh wow, now that I did it, now I have to try to find a way to explain this. What about the Metallica song, Rebecca? There's some eerie similarities. I'm not much of a Metallica fan, never have been. Joyful 777, welcome. Live Abuse Free has excellent analysis of Christopher Watts. Okay. Lily Petal. Yeah, I thought he was a Metallica fan. Well, Christopher Watts definitely is. Beth Askew, no label. Fits with why cause he's a selfish, evil monster. This is true, Beth. He is. Welcome, man. Glad you could stop by today. Yeah. Lisa Tat Seeker. Welcome. Glad you could be here today. It's me. Huh? Yeah. Okay. Never been impressed with Dr. Phil. He's really fake. Dr. Phil has his moments. We can say that. I mean, you can't really believe that you're going to be able to cure or solve someone's problem in 30 minutes. April, welcome. Glad you could stop by today. Deborah Butler, hi Will. In your opinion, can you tell us what you think how it happened? Shannon walks up to the front door and my opinion. Hmm. I believe Shannon came home that night. She walked in. Now, I'm not basing this on evidence. This is my feeling from reading everything that I've read, what I've been told, what evidence. So everything together. I'm using it to form my own opinion. I think Shannon came home that night. Her friend dropped her off. She came inside. She kicked off her shoes. She was tired. She didn't really want to mess around with anything, and she started to get ready to go to bed. And I think before she ever laid down in that bed, I think Christopher Watts came up behind her, blitz attacked her, choked her out like an MMA, mixed martial arts fighter would from behind with throwing his arm across her neck. I think he killed her. Bella walked in. I truly do believe that that actually happened. That Bella witnessed the last moments of her mother's life because she was a light sleeper, according to everyone in his family and her family. And then the the moment went from there. He realized he just what he had just done, and then he went right after the very first person that he was not able to ever really have a complete emotional attachment to, which was Bella. I think he killed Bella first and then Cece. That is my opinion, my view. Now I could be completely wrong, but that's what I believe. Do I think that the evidence supports that? There's a lot about this case that we have not seen the evidence of, and we most likely never will. The 209 pages of actual discovery motions have been sealed permanently because the Rushchek family does not want them released. And there are, of all the 1960 pages that the DA released, that accounts for just about 35% of the total actual evidence in this case. And I don't want to form a total opinion on a case that is just based on 35% of the evidence. We've never seen anything from the defense. So it's hard to actually say that, what really happened in this case. I know when it comes to Christopher Watts finally telling, the detectives what he did, I don't think that he told the truth. I don't think there's anything in it for him. He wasn't going to be promised a transfer closer to his parents. His life in prison is going to be miserable, and rightfully so. He killed his wife, his unborn son, and his two daughters. Now, thank you for asking my opinion, and that's what it is. Momtastic Makeup, welcome. Glad you could make it today. Louise, yeah. I mean, from what I understand from family annihilators, they're you can't talk them into it, you can't talk them out of it. There's no psychotherapy out there, and you can't convince them to do it. They've already years beforehand, he probably, he was already on the edge there, and somewhere along the line, by building up all that inside of his head, no one could have stopped it. The best thing that could have happened was Shannon never came back from North Carolina, because that was the trigger in his mind, from what I understand from what I've read, was the moment that she came back with the girls from North Carolina. He realized the entire time that while she was gone, that it was possible for him to live by himself without them. And one of the other things that not a lot of people have brought up, and I haven't seen a lot of YouTube videos about, was the entire time that she was in North Carolina, he took her car out of the garage and he parked it across the street from the home. He never parked it. Why did he take her car out of the garage while she was in North Carolina? Don't know. But that's according to his neighbor, the one who had the video of him, was that he, while she was in North Carolina. Odd behavior, to say the least. With all due respect to the families, how we learn from these murders if we can't see the evidence? This is true, Sister Mary Elephant. This is very true. Um, and from what I understand, though, I mean, I can understand that they didn't release everything. From what I understand, that also, I mean, in Charles Manson case and the Manson murders, we only learned and got about 75, almost 80% of the evidence in that case. Not everything in that case was ever released either. I'm not comparing the two. I'm just saying that it's common that the DA and the state doesn't release everything, but there's been so much of this case that I mean, and the DA is probably going to just slowly release things like this over time. But he's obviously never going to release the 209 pages of discovery that the Ruszczyk family has asked be sealed. So why did they do that? Don't know, Steve. Some of it's procedural, and as long as the people who are still alive are around, they don't want to release it and fear that information that they release. Whatever in the actual discovery, though, I would really like to find out who that. I don't want to get this wrong. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. D. Larkin, thank you for the super chat. But there was she. I think she was a close. I'm trying to think of what psychic, I guess, who called and left a message or something for the detectives when they were still looking for Shanann. And but I mean, she got almost everything spot on about what happened, except for the fact of where Shanann was buried at. She saw water or something like that, or forest. Dog meat Jesus, welcome. Glad you could make it today. Columbine, some people said it was influencing them to listen to Marilyn Manson. That is where the Metallica comment stems from. Thank you, it's me. Water and oil. Yeah. Did you read that, Louise? I'm sitting here and I'm sitting here flipping through the 1960 page, report, of what the DA released, and I'm always finding things in that 960 pages. It's like, well, how did I miss that the first, time around? Interesting. I don't, all united. I'm not much of a belief in psychics or clairvoyance or any of that. But I just found it very curious, and interesting. It's like, how did she pick all that up? And she's not even from the area, from what I understand. Ozzy is my dog. Welcome. Dog meat Jesus. Music is an outlet. Don't make you violent. This is absolutely true. I'm not a violent person, and I probably listen to some of the music that people think is absolutely violent, in tendencies. I'm a I'm a huge Pantera fan. A lot of people look at me and they're like, "Really? Why would you listen to that?" Because I love it. Love the music. Doesn't make me violent. Classic rock and rap. Jay Z, Bella Michelle, Jersey Girl. Classic rock. Yeah, I listen to a lot of classic rock. Rammstein. My son, it's me. No joke. Is a huge Rammstein fan, but he will not listen to it in English. It's got to be in German. I put it on in the car. I put it on in English, on XM radio. Won't listen to it. Put it in German. He loves it. Yeah, my wife rocks. It is true. She does rock. Love Rammstein. Monkey Girl. I just bought tickets to take my son to see the Misfits. Oh, really? Misfits are playing in Chicago. Old school glass. And I saw your comment earlier. Welcome from Wisconsin and the 60s. You like Pantera, but not Metallica. No, it's not that I don't like Metallica. It's just that I never was really into it. You love the original Misfits? Did you? Anybody catch my reference in those two videos? The Misfits. The titles were "Die Die, My Darling." Old country depressing as I don't know about that. I listen to a lot of different music. Led Zeppelin, yeah, I've got quite a few Led Zeppelin albums. Clapton, you can't go wrong with Clapton. Queen, definitely another good group. I still haven't seen the movie Queen. Will, my daughter said happy St. Patrick's Day to you and your family. Thank you, Chrissy. And happy thanks St. Patrick's Day to you and your daughter as well. Duhas. Yeah, that's right. Duhas, Rammstein. It, I'm not even sure how he got onto Rammstein. I don't know if it was listening to it and was somebody was listening to a CD in the car or 'cause me and my wife have both had Rammstein CDs for a long time, but one day he just, decided that, Rammstein was it for him. Bohemian Rhapsody at the IMAX, so good. I have IMAX. I haven't been to the IMAX in a long time. Nitro? What is that the name of a band, Sony? Nitro? Or is it a song? M MK Ultra for the fact, okay. Great movie. Country music is awesome. I mean, I've got, everything from Tennessee, Tennessee Ford. I've got, uh I've got a humongous record collection. It's more of an addiction to me, Nirvana. I had tickets to go see Nirvana, it was an upcoming concert to go see, them at the Firehouse. I think it was supposed to be a couple weeks later, and then Kurt killed himself. And yes, God rest his soul. I'm more of an old country boy. Country music, sorry, mixing two of them together there, Karen. I grew up, in my dad was a, big fan of the Rat Pack, Frank Sinatra, and not so much Sammy Davis, but, Dean Martin, and, I don't remember my mom ever listening to music in the home, but, when she did, it was, um, I wanna say, more along the lines of, country of the day. Your dad was a we always knew. Dad had a routine. He came in, he walked in, sat down on in his chair. He used to eat those disgusting hot peppers in a jar, and then he'd listen to Frank Sinatra, and then, have a cup of black coffee. Never understood that. Love the Eagles, crafting, parties. I've never, I've older, music by the Eagles from, like, Hotel California, great music. The Beatles, uh, my daughter loves the Beatles, critter. She always has been. Was a cowboy Eddie Arnold fan, Eddie Arnold. I got a couple Eddie Arnold albums. Thin Lizzy, I have, one Thin Lizzy album, um, and for the life of me, I'm drawing a blank on it. Right now, it's me. I wanna say Reactor or something like that, but that's probably wrong. I haven't listened to that in, quite a few years. Kiss, Kiss was good. Neil Young, AC/DC. I saw AC/DC more than once in concert. L9, I like Pink and chick music. It's just fun. I live here in Myrtle Beach and saw America in January and Hotel California tribute to the Eagles. They were fantastic. Sarah, you can't go wrong with some good old Hank Jr. Back in the day when he was definitely, the, the wild child of country music. I actually saw Hank Jr. in concert. I had tickets and we went and saw him, and me and my friend, we had main floor over to the right hand side. He came out. This is what his days when he was drinking, and he came out and he set down his bottle of Jack Daniels, and he finished that entire fifth of Jack Daniels before he ever sang his first song. Punk, punk rock. Do you like punk? Kids, yes, I love punk. Always will. My most formidable years of my life, I grew up in and I was totally entrenched in it. I grew up in the Minneapolis area, in the First Street, 7th Street entry bar downtown, and I saw some of the best punk bands ever. And then we would make road trips to New York from Minneapolis, and we were just teenagers. We'd all just pile in a car and drive to New York, to listen to bands and see bands play. Sir Paul McCartney, Alan Bacon, Baseline, awesome punk band. Alan, thank you for being here today. I appreciate it. Animal Habit, what's up? Judas Priest. I was a huge Judas Priest fan back in the day. Rob Halford. Yeah. All United, no, it's a little barbecue joint in Mesa, Arizona, but the owner operators are from Texas. Medgas guy, welcome. Patricia Treslove, thank you for the super chat. Rancid. Rancid is a great band. Black Coffee and Hot Peppers, great name for a band or a song. This is true. Yeah. Bye, Louise. Operation Ivy. My new like rock is Trigger Finger. Okay. Baseline is from Mesa, Arizona. Death in June. Anyone? Never heard of them. Dog Me Jesus. Iron Maiden. You can't go wrong with Maiden, can you, Sony? Melissa is my friend's son was in Wisconsin prison. He told me that it was a horrible in their prison. The food was nasty and the guards were mean. Well, that's pretty much prison right there in a nutshell, Melissa. It's not a vacation. And even ministry, you can't. Yeah, ministry. Love ministry. Black Flag. I don't have my jacket. Uh, now, Black Flag, authentic Audra. Black Flag. Heck yeah. Henry Rollins. And talk about an interesting life. If you ever get a chance to look up the biography on Henry Rollins. Um, he did a really good interview talking about his how he got hooked up with the band Black Flag, and he I think it was on Livewire. It's another YouTube internet group, Anti Flag. um, Rage Against the Machine. Yep, love love Rage. Um, I feel old that you listen to music mid-30s. LOL. I'm not a liar. Rollins. If y'all ever want to have fun, go back through all my videos. I reference the snot out of a lot of this stuff, and people. I'm just waiting for people to notice that. It's like really. I try to reference it in either the titles or something. If anyone is into numerical cheat and you add up the numbers of the tanks, you will get letters. If you put them all together, get the word murder, children, oil, CWNK. Okay. I thank you for that. When is it? I don't know. Static X. Hmm, well, uh, I I'm not going to answer that one. No, Static X was yeah, they had a chance of being someone. Corn? No. Sorry, Empire. I've never been a Corn fan. Sorry. I mean, they're a good band. It's just not mine. I haven't found anything to ever that they liked. What do you guys think? Suicide Watch? Do you think they will put him in a cell with nothing, including clothes? Do you think Christopher Watch is out of suicide? No, he is not out of Suicide Watch. The earliest they could have evaluated him was Saturday, and they didn't. Tool? No. REM? I saw Chrissy. I've seen REM. I want to say 5, 6 times in concert. Last time I saw them was they played in Seattle. Always liked Losing My Religion. Um, Backstreet Boys. Veronica. That's fun. Danzig. Yeah. Love Danzig. Glenn Danzig. Can't go wrong there. Green Day. No. Sorry. Not for me. I never really understood how they say that Green Day is punk. Not the kind of punk I ever listened to. You met Glenn? He was a big jerk. Sorry. Oh, you'd be surprised. Chris Nicole 77, who will buy that house. Yeah. Well, the neighbor's home's up for sale still, and it was up for sale before Christopher Watts killed his family. Do you imagine him trying to sell that home? I mean, nobody died in it, but do you want to live next door to the Christopher Watts home? Especially since all these people are still showing up, and the police are constantly having to chase people away from going up to the home, taking photos in front of the door, the last place that Shanann was seen alive. Still love Danzig a lot though. Jerk face or not? Zappa, Frank Zappa. Heck yeah, I'm a Zappa fan. Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't buy that house, but Elvis. Well, definitely more of an Elvis fan than a Beatles fan. But my daughter is a Beatles fan, and that's more because She got hooked on it from her grandmother. Her grandmother lit Foo Fighters. Mm, Rob Zombie. My wife's a huge Rob Zombie fan. You saw I'm a massive Foos fan. Go Dave. Janet, you have a great day. Thank you for stopping by. Do more Q and A's. They are so good. David, every single Sunday. I lost track of what number this is. White Zombie? Oh, zombies. Now I don't know who somebody said earlier mentioned the Pixies. I saw the Pixies in concert. I want to say it was 87, 86. I saw them in concert. I saw them with I want to say the Cranberries. Who doesn't like REM? I don't know. Marilyn Manson played NYC, but he ripped the gun prop on him and show stopped. If you like punk music, um, one of the best bands that was ever out there. They didn't it got attention, but Babes in Toyland. JU, hi, welcome. Incumbus, Brendan Boyd is so chill. Lead guitarist since 1999. ICP, the Twisted concert, Chrissy. And I just watched a video the other day about ICP and them explaining their what was perceived to be the beef between them and Eminem. It was never really them as so much as I guess it started over a flyer or something. ACDC. Biggest shit tarot reading cards Christopher Watts is all over YouTube. Yeah. Insane Clown Posse, ICP. Ramones, yeah, you gotta go with the Ramones. Yes, and it was thrown into Smash Pit. Mosh Pit? You're talking about a mosh pit, Chrissy? Queens of the Stone Age, good band. Have you any theories about the Massachusetts lawyer case? I'm not familiar with what you're referencing there. I want to be sedated. Yeah, how can you go wrong with that, right? That's a classic. American military equals freedom. Do you ever wonder why you get timed out American military equals freedom? Because we don't want that content on the live stream. Killed family and himself. Oh, what are you referring to? Isn't there 650,000 murder homes sold? I don't know what the actual real number is, Jill, but I know for here in the town that I live in, not but 3 blocks away, there was a home where um, this couple they had a bunch of rental homes, and the one of their tenants couldn't pay the rent, and he kept on writing them bad checks. And he went there one night to say he said his theory, is that he went there to go talk to him, and he shot the husband and wife and killed them both in the foyer. That house went up for sale, and because it's in an exclusive area of town, that there was a bidding war once they finally cleaned the house up and went to go sell it. So people are murdered in homes all the time, and they don't bulldoze them and and destroy them. There's somebody who wants to buy it, and if the house is haunted, I mean, look at the Amityville horror home. How many people have owned that, and how many the last the people who own it now they got into a bidding war to buy that. They didn't get it cheap. People want to live in these things. Growing up in New Orleans, I saw many concerts. Iggy Pop is a killer. Is killer. Um, I've enjoyed some of Iggy's music over the years. Charlie Pride. There you go. Mid gas guy. Okay. I don't. You live 6 or 7 miles from that house. Benson's songs. I don't like this that singer at all. Flog and Molly. Good. Good music. Depeche Mode. Back in the day, the early '80s, or mid '80s, I guess you could say. Listened to a fair amount of Depeche Mode, but probably more the you know the hippie chick that I was dating back then. You can't stand Marilyn Manson. It's a gimmick. The Cure. The Cure, great band. Not exactly politically correct to talk about most of their lyrics nowadays, is it? North Carolina, The Doors, great band. I love the a lot of people don't give Val Kilmer, a lot of respect, but he did a great job as Jim Morrison in that movie. The Cars, yeah, another great band. Dead Kennedys. I have Natalie Bowman. I have every single original first pressing of every single Dead Kennedys album ever released. I have the original "In God We Trust" with the flyer, and the inside pamphlet that originally got them in trouble. Um, fresh fruit, rotten vegetables. I have them all. They're 12-inch singles. Holiday in Cambodia. I got them all. The Smiths. I I like some of the Smiths. I love the Cure back in the '80s and the early '90s. Yes, it was gimmicky. Becca May Porter. Ashland Irish rock band. I'm gonna have to look that up. The Ramones, Bowie. Do you like Annie DiFranco? I don't know who that is. The Church. Mm, I like some of their music. Who smells jail suicide meatloaf? I don't know what that reference is. Bob Buddy Twig. They said you know they should have been U2. The Clash. There you go. Well, Leah, thank you for the super chat. I love Tween. Dropkick Murphys, Van Halen. You want it? Anybody here ever a fan of Van Halen? Go after this live stream. Go pull up Joe Rogan's podcast here on YouTube, and watch what David Lee Roth has been up to all these years. It'll blow you away. And what he looks like today versus, you'll get a completely different understanding of who he was and who he is today. Diamond Dave. Yep. Alan. Yeah, just give you a little bit of background on what I actually learned from the interview with him and on Joe Rogan. Diamond Dave decided to become an EMT. No joke. PJ Harvey. Yes, definitely. Love PJ Harvey. This is an open chat. Just saw some 24-year-old girl making a living full time doing Y2. I don't know what that is, JCP. Christina Lynn, thank you for the super chat. Do you have a FB? Is that Facebook? Yes, there is a Facebook group. For one now, same name. It's 10:43 still on the air in NYC. Dog me, Jesus. Sammy Hagar. I never liked Sammy Hagar. Well, all right. I Can't Drive 55, great song. But David, when he joined Van Halen now, and then later on, when Eddie walked away and his son took over, it never was the same. YouTube, Sonic Youth, good band. No Restrained or Suicide Watch, the Ramones, yeah. When it comes to Christopher Watts, when they put them in on Suicide Watch, they're basically in a room. It's got a toilet, it's got a bed, and that's it. There's no sheets. There's nothing that they can use to hang themselves with or hurt themselves. Skid Row, somewhat. Yeah, well, when in the '80s, when like Skid Row and the early '80s, whenever Skid Row and the big hair bands were coming out, I was still pretty much into punk music back then. I did listen to some of but not really Skid Row. I enjoy the music now. Jump the Shark, old school, like Fonzarelli, Happy Days. Happy Days reference there for you, in case you don't know what I'm talking about. Incumbus, yeah. Hello from Germany. Welcome. And then I've always enjoyed music from all different styles. And, I still remember the day I went to school, and me and a friend of mine ditched out of school, and we snuck onto a transit bus and went downtown Minneapolis so we could get our hands on the first release of NWA's Straight Outta Compton. We were there, when they actually were putting them out onto the shelf so we could get them. We got the very first one, and then back onto the bus, back to the suburbs. Corn. Yeah. But Thank you, Andrea. I appreciate it. We're at an hour and a half right now. I'll give this another 15 minutes or so, and then Grand Funk Railroad. Jill, Grand Funk Railroad, good. Good music. Love them. Neil Young, yeah. Harvest Moon. Will you get on Facebook and have time? Please look at my paintings. Yeah, definitely, Chrissy. So, in order to find your paintings, how do I do that? Love to. I'd love to look at your paintings. Something a lot of people don't know about me is I actually went to art school. I wasn't a painter though. Black Sabbath is right. Ching. Love Sabbath. Bloody Sabbath. Are you from Minnesota? Yeah. I was born across state lines in Prescott, and I grew up in the suburbs of the Twin Cities. Lived in St. Paul for a while, near the capital, just on the other side of the tracks, and then moved to the suburbs of Minneapolis to St. Louis Park area. Bulls on Parade, Sonny Grant, rate it. Rage Against the Machine, can't go wrong there. I'm still sad over Chris Cornell's death. Yeah, really, that blew me away. Do you know Orange Blank? Your friend is a singer? I've never heard of Orange Blank. Sorry, I'll look him up though. Your stained glass artist, gone to have done a dead Kennedy's window. That's cool. Old school glass. I went to Woodstock in '99 for my honeymoon. Cute. Really? Seen a lot of bands I've forgotten I've seen. I can totally agree with you there, Kim. Uh, Between 1983 to 1989, in that 6 year span there, I saw more bands than I will ever remember all of them. And I've sat down and tried to write them all out, and I used to keep the handbills, the ones that they tack up on walls, and telephone poles, advertising, what band was playing. I used to keep a bunch of them, and I over the years I've lost them all now. But Soundgarden, yeah, not bad. Temple of the Dog. We're all Irish today, are we? Patrick Lean. Yeah, I guess it's St. Patty's Day, so we're all a little bit Irish today, aren't we? Your husband, Kim, your husband won corn tickets on the radio. I was 9 months pregnant with my daughters, and the due date was and we still went. Sometimes you just have to do it, right, Kim? Where's your green shirt? Mine? Mine says, I, Hamrock, MTFU shenanigans. Been working all day. Just popped in to listen while I drive to the barn. Happy St. Patrick's Day from the O'Briens. Well, welcome, O'Brien. O'Brien. Phrase, Patrick Phrase. I haven't been following it too much. April. I gotta get back on this though. Beastie Boys, Sonny Grant, the original. Some of that music is just some of the best out there. Finger 11. Um, my grandpa was Irish, grew up in the Irish Channel. What do you do for a living? I won't talk about that, Rachel. And please understand that there are only two things that me and my wife won't talk about on the internet. We don't talk about what we do for a living, and we don't disclose our actual where we live. We have to keep some things private. 10,000 days. Yeah. Well, very smart. Crowder. Think so. Spotify your playlist. Yeah. I used to use Spotify. And then I found out my friends weren't getting it, any royalties for the music that they were using. Dropkick Murphys is all day. As you should on the internet. Yeah, that's true. I wish I would have been alive and old enough to go to Woodstock. Sue Soul Sister. I don't know. There are a lot of concerts that have happened over the years that I wish I could have gone to seen. I don't know if I would have necessarily enjoyed Woodstock. I mean, I would love to have in the heyday. I wish I would have been around to have seen Joe Cocker, in his heyday, and some other artists, maybe Janis Joplin. I would love to have seen her play. Seahawks. Yeah. Barnham. Never ending jailhouse rock for Christopher Watts. Yeah, this is true. Did Woodstock end in rape and mayhem? Don't know about that, Dog Meat Jesus, but I know. Oh, Chrissy, thank you. You have a great day, Chrissy. Sue Soul Sister, been to a lot of. What's your favorite, Sue? You say you've been to a lot of concerts. Who was your favorite concert that you've gone and seen? I would like to know. Lollapalooza, Melissa. I went to like I think it was like the first three. Mich- Bella Michelle, Jersey Girl. I went to Two Live in Two Live Crew. You went and saw Two Live Crew. Lollapalooza in Chicago. My client can belt out Janis Joplin, and she is 10 years old. Kid Rock. I like some of Kid Rock's music. Soul Sister went to Louder Than Life Festival in Louisville, Kentucky. That was a blast in 2015. Okay. Who was there? Was there like an artist there, Sue, that you enjoyed the music of the most? Or I'm not familiar with the Louder Than Life festival. Please forgive my ignorance there. Some people. Joplin is in the 27 club. Yes, she is, Mary. Please hold that thought. Gotta take the dog out. My first concert was Robin Trower. Rachel, we can talk about Christopher Watts if you want, sweetheart. Please, just go ahead and ask. Let's talk about him. This is an open forum. We can talk about anything you want. It doesn't have to necessarily be about music. It can be about anything. 25, 30 bands played, but Rob Zombie and Shinedown played. Cool. Anything. Well, anything except for, what I do for a living or, what my wife does for a living or where we live. I mean, I'll tell you I live in Washington State, but I'm not going to tell you, exactly the city or the street. But I'm open to anything. We're an open book. He's in isolation. Yes, he is. He is on suicide watch, and I wouldn't really call it isolation because it does have like a half, like glass partition. Well, it's not glass; it's plexiglass or it's safety stuff. But he is there on suicide watch. He has been removed from his actual cell. Have you heard Disturbed's version of video of the Sounds of Silence? Will? Yes, I have. Very good, very good. And there's a comedian who did a Sounds of Starbucks. That is a parody of that as well. I can't remember the comedian's name though. How do you how do you get the info about him? Well, um, so Well, I have people that I have spent an entire lifetime developing relationships with who are, informants. Basically, they'll tell me about different things that are going on, and I've used them on some of them on the Christopher Watts cases. All the information about Christopher Watts, I have researched online. I talk to people. I listen, and the internet is full of information. If people just want to spend the time to actually look for the information. I hope that answers your question, but I know it's kind of vague. My first concert was at Scorpions and Quiet Riot. Damn, I'm old. Vegas chick. Quiet Riot, I think they're still touring on the college radio tours. Because I remember back in like '95 or something like that, they were still on the radio tour, college radio tour. Scorpions are the best. I saw the Scorpions in, I want to say 1986. Tells you how old I am. I'm getting up there. I don't have just one favorite band or musician. I love all music. Same here, Sue Sister. I'm the same way. I love music that is done. Uh, what is True Crime Loser's real name or email? I'd like him to do a show on JP. I don't know. That is a very good question. I have no idea what his real name is. I don't know what his email is either. And I know if you click on the About Me tab on his page, it just says, "Got a map?" The only thing it says there. Daniel, what did they do? Well, they did a Daniele Collector. What song did they do that was famous? That was popular? Trying to remember. No, that was. I'm thinking of Rehab, the band Rehab right now. But your first Southern, your first was Led Zeppelin, Fleetwood Mac in '77. Also Heart. Wow, I never got to see any of those bands play. All right, I do have to wrap this up here soon. If Chris Cornell was still alive, it would be whatever whomever he would be playing with though. Yeah, Samantha O'Connor. Well, Southern Sass. Leonard Skinner. My friend at Critter, she owns a bar. It's called Skinner's Innards. I know it's a stupid name for a bar, but she actually named it, Skinner's Innards. It's kind of a play on Leonard Skinner's, the band's name, and it's all like lettering on the outside of the bar is done that way. Hey, Spider, uh, and her thing is that she does baked potatoes, like twice baked potatoes, potato skins. But Spider, I just fried some salt pork and my ADT and smoke alarms went off, sending 3 huge fire trucks to my house. Oh, I'm sorry, Spider. I've done that myself. I was actually making a jerky, kind of like salted pork, I guess. Sounds demented. Yeah. No salt pork fried and go into my chowder. Mm. Well, Sarah, thank you for stopping by today. Ladies and gentlemen, I do have to go. I must go to my sister's house now and do plumbing work. Yay. So thank you everyone for stopping by today. Um, Prince, yes, definitely. I used to go see him for $3 on Friday nights in downtown Minneapolis at the 7th Street entry. $3. Before it was way before he ever got famous. ZZ Top, Journey, Brooks and Dunn, many more. All right, everybody. You have a happy and safe St. Patrick's Day. And remember, if you must drink and consume alcohol today, please, there is no reason for you to get behind the wheel of a car, call someone, or walk. We're all, I'm assuming, have the ability to walk. So please do that. Save a life. If nothing, save your own. Have a good day, everyone.